So, you're looking for the best online business bank, and Grasshopper has caught your eye. But with a lot of strong options out there like Relay, Bluevine, Axos, what actually sets Grasshopper apart and what's their unique edge? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down what Grasshopper actually offers, how its business saving and checking accounts actually work, and what you absolutely need to know before signing up, so make sure to stick around. Diving right into things, what is Grasshopper? Well, Grasshopper is a fully digital bank, not a fintech platform. So platforms like Novo, Relay, Bluevine are all really just interfaces while somebody else holds on to your money. Grasshopper, by contrast, actually holds on to your money. They have no branches, no monthly fees, and you're able to open an account in just a few minutes. It's designed specifically for small businesses, freelancers, and entrepreneurs who want a sleek, modern banking experience with tools built for digital businesses. Some of those key features include no monthly or overdraft fees. You're not going to pay any maintenance fees or overdraft charges on the checking or savings side of things. You've got a high yield savings option. So the checking account currently earns interest up to 1.8% APY, depending on your balance. And then you're also able to open a savings account to earn even more. The APY on that savings account is going to vary, so I'll put the current rate on screen and you can check Grasshopper's site in the description below for the best available current rates. But as far as online banks go, it is quite competitive. Grasshopper's got a pretty fast application process as well, and opening an account typically only takes about 10 to 15 minutes. What you will need in order to do that is a US business entity, such as an LLC or an S Corp, an EIN, a physical address, which is not just a PO box, a social security number for ID verification, and you'll also need to fund the account with a minimum $100 deposit in order to activate it. Now, once you have your account set up, Grasshopper does come with a variety of helpful tools for business owners, including syncing with QuickBooks for bookkeeping, allowing you to send out invoices using Autobooks, discounts on a variety of different business tools like Gusto, Slack, Constant Contact, and different levels of permissions so that you can give your team members or bookkeeper limited access to different things. You're also able to send physical checks through their bill pay or use an outside check service if needed, which many banks now support. Now, generally, who is Grasshopper going to be best for? Well, Grasshopper is going to work best for freelancers, LLCs, and online entrepreneurs. Generally, business owners that want a low-fee, mobile-first, simplified banking experience. Now, Grasshopper is not going to be best for businesses that deal heavily in cash, retail, restaurant, coffee shop, things of that nature. If you're an international founder without a US social security number, you're just not going to be eligible. Or if you're a company that needs something like Zelle or built-in checkbooks, since Grasshopper does not currently offer a Zelle integration. Now, so far so good, but here are some things that you absolutely need to know before deciding whether or not Grasshopper is right for you. First, you've got no Zelle or cash deposits, so they don't currently support Zelle, and cash deposits are not possible with Grasshopper as it currently exists. Second, wire transfer fees do exist. So while the checking account itself is fee-free, domestic and international wires will still come with a fee. Those specific fees are, if you're sending an outgoing domestic wire, it's going to be $10 each, but that could be waived if you maintain greater than a $25,000 average balance. For an outgoing international wire, you're going to be paying $25 each. Incoming domestic wires are actually free, and then incoming international wires are going to be $5. Now, depending on how many wires you plan on sending and receiving, it might make sense to look elsewhere, but these fees are somewhat in line with what you'll generally find elsewhere. Third thing to note here is that transaction limits might apply, so daily transfer limits are going to vary based on your business and usage history. So if you run into issues, you can request higher limits, but they're not necessarily guaranteed. Fourth, you do need to be a US citizen or resident. So if you don't have an SSN, you're not going to be able to apply. Unlike some fintechs that do accept international founders, Grasshopper does stick only to US-based businesses with US-based founders. Now, let's talk for a second about how Grasshopper compares with some of the other options on the market. So I mentioned Relay earlier. That's what I personally use. Relay is generally going to be best for cash flow management because you can set up to 20 different sub-accounts. Whereas with Grasshopper, you're just looking at the checking account and the savings account. You're also with Relay getting profit first style automation, so you can direct funds on a percentage basis into different sub accounts. You're able to make cash deposits via Allpoint, and Relay is generally going to be ideal for you if you have a larger team and want to have different levels of permission and allow different folks to spend money on employee cards. I also mentioned Bluevine earlier. This is generally going to be the best option for high APYs with their Premier plan. You can currently get up to 3.7% APY on your checking account with that paid Premier plan. They've also got a built-in credit line, which is pretty easy to apply for and get approved for if that is something you need, as well as bill pay features, but they do have pretty limited user access. So again, if you're running a larger team, Relay is generally going to be the best place for you to go. Bluevine, great for solopreneurs with high liquid holdings and that are willing to, meet those high requirements to earn that high APY. Grasshopper, really solid for invoicing, startup tools, auto books integration, those perks with their partners like Gusto, Slack, etc., where you're getting those discounts. The QuickBooks integration here is also pretty solid, and so generally going to be best for freelancers, consultants, and digital founders that are running very lean operations. So to boil things down, what makes Grasshopper a pretty strong choice in 2025? You've got interest earning checking and high yield savings accounts. You've got no monthly or overdraft fees. You've got invoicing tools, QuickBooks Sync, solid partner perks, really fast, fully online setup process, no branch visits or phone calls required. Just keep in mind, you do have to be a US citizen. Not ideal if you want to use Zelle, cash deposits, physical checkbooks. Wire transfers are going to come with some fees. But if you are interested in trying out Grasshopper for yourself, there's a link in the description below that you can use to support the channel, check their current rates, and start your application. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.